Hey, don't forget, if you like it here, become a channel member by clicking that big join button under the audio. As a member, you get double the audios every week, and you'll be helping me make sure I can keep making this content for you. If you prefer Patreon, I have that too. The link is in the description. I can't do it without you, and the perks are pretty awesome. Come join. Now on with the audio. Come on, we'll stop here for the night. I know I said we were going to push through, but that was before I remembered that it's a special occasion. Sure it is. Today's the anniversary of the first time I successfully crossed this desert. Can you believe that? It's been years since then, but I still never forget that first time. No, it's fine. We have the time to spare. Plus, this old girl could use a bit of rest. The dust has been getting into her filters more than usual. Let's hole up here and then we can get a fresh start in the morning. That's the plan. In the meantime, we're going to celebrate. Of course. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that when you have something to celebrate, you celebrate it. Big or small, doesn't matter. And if you haven't celebrated anything in a while, you can make something up. The point is, you find joy. You find those reasons to be happy to be alive. Because in this world, it can be really easy to forget that sort of thing. Far too many people do. And then they give up. But not us, not you and me. We're celebrating. Me for my anniversary, and you... What should we celebrate for you? Oh, really? Sure thing, that counts. I didn't even realize. Happy belated birthday. How old did you turn? Actually, don't tell me. I don't need to know. All that matters is that you made it another year. That's huge. So let's have a bit of a party. Of course we can. I always bring extra rations so we can have some fun with them. Now, let's see. Here, take this. Yep, and this one too. You'll see. Here, this water, we need it. Oh, in the blue box? No, those are marine rations. Or they were, back when there was an ocean somewhere within 100 miles of here. Yeah, no, those are last resort foods. The nutrient bars that used to be kept on lifeboats so shipwreck survivors didn't starve. Useful for what they are, but not for us right now. You don't want to, trust me. I can make tasty things out of most of the supplies we have, but the marine rations are another level. Nothing about them is tasty. They just exist to keep you alive and not eating sand in a true emergency. So yeah, we won't be having those, but you know where they are just in case. Hey, I'd rather eat marine rations than eat you, know what I'm saying? But if it's any consolation, I've never been in dire enough straits to need them. I keep them around, and in a sort of paradoxical way, it feels like as long as I have them, I won't need them. Maybe that's silly, but I plan to keep stocking a few every trip. Something of a tradition, like a good luck charm. For Justin. Justin, you know, just in case. Get it? All right, whatever. Help me set this up. We need to heat up the water. Okay, so I have a few things we're going to use for the party. Some of it is old MRAs I salvaged from that base up north a while ago, and some of it is prepper stuff. You know, the food that people used to stockpile in the event of an apocalypse. Which, I guess we sort of got, didn't we? In a manner of speaking. Anyway, some of it needs a bit of hot water to get it cooking, and we're going to have only the best things for tonight's meal. Sweetness, if party food isn't tasty, it's not a party. And yes, you've had some of it earlier on this trip, but we've been rationing. And I haven't broken out my secret ingredient yet. Behold. Spices. These are some of the best spices in the world. A little pinch here and there, and even the most boring pouch of stroganoff becomes a delicacy. No, don't touch, just look. These jars are worth more than I am, probably. They were a gift, or rather a payment. I've schlepped more than a few merchants across this expanse, and some of them paid me in goods. Nice soaps, fancy wines, spices. The soaps and wines are long gone, but I made the spices last. They make special occasions extra nice. All right then, let me get started on this. This one says beef stew. I think that's a good place to start. Here, you open these up, see what other little treats are in there. Yeah, I can't remember what army was last in that base. It changes hands a lot, but I think the last one has some decent grub on offer. What are you coming up with? Okay, that's a start. The chocolate might not be any good anymore, but the cookies should be. You're welcome to test the chocolate if you like. Oh, that's just bloom. It happens to chocolate sometimes, especially when it's been in storage. It doesn't make it unsafe to eat, but I do think it tastes kind of weird, so I usually skip it. You do you, though. Okay then, that works. Hang on, let me add some spices to this. Oh, there we go. Smell that? It heats up fast on this thing. That's a good simmer we got going. Doesn't it smell amazing? The spices, they really do so much. Definitely worth having. Well, maybe I'll get lucky and have another spice merchant as a client. But for now, we have these. What else you got over there? Okay, instant coffee is fine. It usually holds up. But tea? I think I'd prefer the tea. A nice warm tea would be perfect, don't you think? Sweet. Here, hand me the tea bag. I can brew it in this. Nice to have more than one use for the water. Anything else good in there? I mean, if it says cheese spread, it probably has something to do with cheese, at least distantly. Are there crackers? Well then yeah, give it a go. Squirt some of that on there and we can make our own little charcuterie. You know, a charcuterie. Crackers, cheese, meat, fruits, all on a nice platter. Only we don't have the meat and fruit. Oh really? Is it like a meat stick, like jerky? Well, that's perfect then. Here, take the knife and slice it up thin. We can put it on the crackers with the cheese spread. Then it really will be like a charcuterie. Oh yes, it's the first course. We'll have our appetizer, and then the main course will be the savory stew. Full of beef and vegetables and the finest spices this side of the continent. And then dessert. What flavor did you say the cookies are? I can work with that. Here, hand them to me. I'm making something. I have this pack of freeze-dried ice cream. Have you ever had it? It's honestly pretty delightful. I think astronauts used to eat it as a treat. That's what my dad used to say anyway. But it's nice and sweet and crunchy and sort of melts in your mouth. I'm gonna make us ice cream sandwiches with the cookies. Well, no, they won't be cold or melty or anything, but they will taste good, and that's the point. Plus, if you close your eyes when you eat them, you might be able to pretend you're eating a proper ice cream sandwich. Have you ever had one of those? Anything ice cream, really. Have you had that? I know it's hard to come by outside the cities, but it's so nice. I can't recommend it enough. Hey, some treats are worth it. Again, you gotta live a little. If you only focus on survival and the bare minimum, you might get by, but you won't be alive. You'll just be existing. And that's kinda sad. Just trust me, life isn't fun unless you're living. Now hang on, we need one more thing. Well, you know how fancy restaurants give you a basket of bread? They do. The fanciest ones give you bread to nibble on with your meal. That and free water. They just give it to you in glasses, sometimes cold. You need to try a fancy restaurant sometime, my friend. But yes, they do. So I'm gonna make us some bread. Now, we don't have time to let anything rise, but I can make damper, camping bread. It won't take long. Nope, it's just flour, salt, and water. Knead it up and then cook it over the heat. Piece of cake. Or bread, I guess. Yeah, and you can handle that while I tend to this, if you're done slicing the meat. Excellent. Here's the flour and salt, all pre-mixed for you. So you just have to add the water gradually and knead it. Probably around a cup, but it varies. Use your instincts. You want dough that's soft and a little sticky, but not like wet. You don't want it to feel like paste. Also, don't overwork it or the bread will be tough. Hey, cooking is both an art and a science, even when it's out here under the stars. But I trust you can manage it. And once the stew is done, we can dine like kings, or at least, like slightly well-off peasants. I know, right? It's quite an assortment with a little bit of everything. But we've managed to pull together something really nice, a whole multi-course meal. I'm proud of us. Sure I am. We're doing a lot with a little, which is sort of the point, right? A party doesn't have to be expensive or fancy. It's the effort that counts. That and the good spices. You need to smell this. See? I know this will be amazing. And once you're done with the bread dough, I'll cook that too. That should give the stew enough time to really open up those spice flavors. A low and slow simmer goes a long way. I'm glad I'm able to teach you something then. Always happy to help, but first, let's do a toast. Yeah, grab your cup. Surprise! I did manage to save 1 bottle of that nice wine, and now seems like a good time to break it out. Well, if not now, when? When I'm old and gray and out of things to celebrate? No, we're doing it now. No time like the present. Here, take some of this. Okay, a toast to adventure, to ups and downs. Because without the downs, we wouldn't know to appreciate the ups. Cheers. That is really nice. Now keep working on the bread. We have a feast ahead of us. This audio was brought to you by Sweetness channel member Psychanthrope and the patrons and channel members who make it possible. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and listen to more audios to appease YouTube's mighty algorithm, and also to make sure you don't miss an upload. And be sure to join my awesome community so I can keep making stories and you can keep listening to them. Come hang out, and thank you for making all of this possible.